Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to react to a Def Noodles video he just put out. I was sent this a couple times because I talked about him recently and I haven't watched it, but we're going to react to it together. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so this video is titled Addressing the New Allegations. It was just released an hour ago and it has 1.7 thousand likes to 1.6 thousand dislikes. So it's almost 50-50. People are obviously split on it, at least where it stands right now. So I have it on 1.5 times speed. It is 19 minutes. So we're just going to get right into it. And if you guys don't know who Def Noodles is, just a quick overview. He's a commentary channel here on YouTube. He covers influencer culture. He said that he's not a drama channel, even though his content is very drama focused, and he wants to report on serious things, but then he vagues everything as comedy. It's just all jokes and laughy haha stuff. And he's been called out most recently for tagging a fellow commentary channel that goes by the name of Papa Gut as a P and tagging the FBI of Los Angeles in that post. I think that's one of the top issues that people have, you know, an issue with, but there's also many other things, everything from him lying about his age. You know, he's 37 and said that he was in his mid to late 20s for the longest time. His personality has changed a lot. He's really lashing out at people, really reminding people that he can't take any criticism. He gets backed into a corner and just starts, you know, becoming very vocally upset, yelling instead of ignoring it, and it's a lot. So let's get in and see what he has to say.
You're all doing amazing today. There are only a couple of tickets left for the roast. Make sure you get them before they're gone. This roast will be the first show that we're doing in this comedy club that I just built. It'll feature some of the best comics in Los Angeles, so make sure you get the tickets to the roast before they're completely gone. There are only a couple of tickets left. Trust me. You want to be here because it's history in the making. We're doing something that's never been done before in the New York or Los Angeles comedy communities. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you get your tickets before they're completely gone. The links will be in the description down below as well as the pinned comment. Anyway, I want to use today's show as a way to respond to
one thing I want to say before we get really into this is, did people actually believe that he was in his mid to late 20s? Because I look at him and I see a guy that's in his mid 30s. So, I mean, I get it. Like, someone says that they're this age and you have no reason to not believe them. But for me, I always kind of looked at him as someone who was in his 30s, even back when I was subscribed to him. So I don't know. That to me is interesting. You guys tell me what you think.
a lot of your comments. There has been an incredibly huge amount of negativity in the comments. And while I've often responded with tongue-in-cheek comments, jokes, and bits, I don't think that my message is really getting through.
He calls negativity anything that's not in agreement with him. If you're not rolling out the red carpet and stroking his ego, he's like a lot of other YouTubers where anything that's not praising him is hate, negativity, bullying, and just the darkest parts of the internet. You know, people like to say, oh, I just ignore the quote haters. Not everything is haters. There are people who, if they really care about your channel and your platform, when you do something that is bad, they're going to tell you that it is bad, or they're going to say, the past couple of months, you've been a different person. I don't know what happened. Why are you lashing out at people? Why are you, crumbling so quickly? Like, what's going on? People that leave comments like that are actually your real fans. That is your core group of people that really care about your platform and your presence and your personality. And they might feel let down. And if they leave a comment saying so, that is not hate and negativity.
To the people that have been the most vocal. So I'm going to respond to some comments that exemplify some of the more popular things people have been saying in my comments. So let's get to it. Is Dennis friends with Addison Rae's dad or something? He keeps taking his side, which is very confusing given the situation. I am friends with Addison Rae's dad. If you watch the podcast, you would already know. He popped in a couple of times. I live in Los Angeles. I know a lot of people in this town and in this business. You know, sometimes I know more than what is available online. And I'm going to use the information that I know to inform my opinion on topics. I'm not just going to be a sheep and follow along with everyone just because it's popular to hate or dunk or dogpile on someone.
Addison Rae's dad is cringe-tastic to the 100th degree, in my opinion.
What's going on, TikTok family? I want to give a shout out to all my Addison Rae fans, Rae family fans, Sherry Nicole fans, Monty Lopez fans, and if you hate me, you really love me, you're just confused, man. So I really appreciate all the comments, appreciate all the likes. I'm even going to give a shout out to Young Gravy's fans. But Young Gravy needs to watch running his mouth talking about all those MILFs out there, because all those MILFs got some daddies. Man, there's some baby daddies, and those baby daddies, some of them are equally as bad as me. Some of them are badder, some of them can't come close. So watch him out when you're slapping your gums, bro. What I'm really worried about is my two boys going to school and getting picked on because Young Gravy wants to hook up with their mama. What I want them to do is go to school and get praised because Young Gravy's about to get knocked down in the boxing ring by the daddy. So be watching yourself, man. Watch what you say, bro. You ain't no rapper, man. Clean that up, man. You a singer. Go clean your bio up, bro. You ain't no rapper. You a fake rapper. Peace.
And, you know, if you want to be a commentary channel and you're friends, you're actual friends with the person that you're discussing, that might be a story that you just want to skip, because once you're shown to be a true bias commentary channel, that really makes a lot of the audience look at it and say, I don't know, like, what's going on here? I don't like it. Typically, you know, and I don't want to say, oh, well, you can't have friends. Like, that's just completely unreasonable. But if you are actually friends with someone and you are going to show a clear bias, maybe that's a story that you just say, I'm not going to cover it because I am, you know, I have a friendship with this individual and I'm not going to be talking about this situation due to my relationship with one of the parties involved. Very simple.
Especially if I know the truth about what's happening behind the scenes, and I've actually taken the time to talk to at least half of the parties involved. I don't know Young Gravy, but I do know Addison Rae's dad, Monty Lopez, and there is a lot more going on behind the scenes than what is available online. Will that ever make it online? I don't know. Is it for me to say any of it? No, most definitely not. This is not my story to tell. So yes, I'm not afraid to take unpopular positions in situations, especially when I know some of the people involved and have a broader perspective on what's happening. Why are you lecturing people still watch you on trolls? Your comment section has been people trying to help you. I don't know what you're doing. This is a logical fallacy from beginning to end. First off, me sharing my thoughts in a comedic manner, making a bit out of trolling the trolls, is me expressing something that I'm going through in the way that I best know how to do. This is my channel, and it's going to reflect my thoughts, opinions, and life experiences. With that being said, I'm currently literally receiving hundreds, if not thousands, of messages every week telling me to off myself. Some of my real fans have also been getting the same treatment just for trying to defend me. In fact, one of my
So he is really leaning on parasocial relationships right here by saying that his real fans are not the ones that are giving him criticism. His real fans are the ones that are vocally defending him and publicly saying, you know, nothing is wrong. You guys are just hating for no reason. You know, I don't like this, because what he's doing is he's singling out other people that are subscribers of his channel and might just be concerned about the behaviors that he's been exhibiting very publicly, and saying, well, if you're a real fan, then you're not going to be giving me criticism. If you're a real fan, then you should be shouting from the rooftops on how wonderful I am. And to, you know, put in the little thing of, you know, receiving these threats. I get that sometimes people will send really nasty things, but in this situation, he desperately needs to listen to his following, his fan base, and listen to all of them. Don't just single out the people who are super fans of you and they co-sign everything you do. You should be listening to the other side of it, where they're fans of yours, but they have some criticism that might actually, you know, be able to save this nosedive that he's been on. So I'm going to toss this in the very beginning of my Deaf Noodles video. It's going to just be a very short clip, because I wanted to address him telling someone to educate themselves at the end of a barrel of a shotgun. I'm not making it up. I will put the screenshot. It's not exaggerated. It's not embellished. Deaf Noodles is officially someone who I personally believe needs to take a social media break, and I think that he needs to reevaluate if this villain plot is really worth it. Because don't get me wrong, I understand the villain plot. I get it. But it's not working for him. It's very cringy. It's a very look at me, let me be really awkward to try to be a bad guy. Like, it's just not suiting him. It works for some people, but it's definitely not working for him. And to literally basically tell someone to off themselves just days after he was very upset that people were allegedly telling him to do the same thing. It goes back to the same idea. You can't fight fire with fire. If you're getting these nasty messages, that doesn't give you a ticket to tell someone completely unrelated to the situation to do the exact same thing. That's just not how you should operate online. And maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but for me, the person that he tweeted at did not deserve that treatment. They didn't deserve that, vocabulary. They didn't deserve those directions or those instructions. I think that it's disgusting. And the other thing that I'll say is I saw on Instagram, because I've followed him on Instagram only because sometimes he posts stuff that's interesting over there. I don't think I'm going to continue following him though, because I just don't feel good even seeing his stuff on my feed. And he has so little self-awareness. He put up this post expressing outrage and concern that there were false claims put on this guy. And I get it. There should never be false claims put on anyone. Point blank, period. I've had that conversation before on my channel. But this is the same thing that Deaf Noodles did to Papa Gut. You're insinuating that somebody looks like a P, and you're tagging the FBI of Los Angeles. Yes, it's wrong, but you've done literally basically the same thing. So I just think that he lacks a lot of self-awareness. I think that he's trying really hard to build this villain storyline, and I find it to be completely cringe. But when I saw that thing on Twitter about him, telling that person to educate themselves at the end of a shot or whatever, it literally made me sick. Who knows, maybe they had an attempt. Like, you just have no clue. You just don't tell someone to do that, and then what's he gonna do? Veil it as a joke? Veil it as satire? Oh, it's just all fun and games now. Oh, you don't get it. You don't get comedy. You don't understand my comedic value and how prolific I am. He's a joke. I can't believe how much of a nosedive he's taken. And even though it's cringy to witness, I think it also has a lot of people's attention just out of sheer curiosity. And I know I can speak for myself there. I am curious, even though it's so bizarre to watch the way that he's moving online. Very, very weird. But I'm going to let the rest of the video play out, so I will see you guys soon.
My fans was recently harassed to such an extent that she had to deactivate her social media because the level of harassment was causing her to relapse and have thoughts of suicide. So this shit has been going way too far, okay? I live in the real world. The internet shit was never my main goal, but it happened to pop off during the pandemic, and now I'm doing my best with it.
He's someone who does not know how to handle the amount of eyes that have quickly gotten onto his channel. He did obviously grow very quickly, and some people do really well with that substantial growth and others don't. And unfortunately, I think more don't than do. And he's a really great example of just not being able to take a bunch of different personalities being viewers of his channel and having different opinions. And he's shown that many times, not just on this video, but over the past several months. The more feedback that he gets, the more he tries to say that it's just hateful bullying and nobody likes me and I'm gonna go cry in a corner. And unfortunately, if you're gonna be on YouTube, you just can't have that mentality. It's not going to prolong your time on the platform as far as being successful and having a fan base that comes along the journey with you.
But at the end of the day, I exist in the real world. I live by the rules of the real world. I'm running multiple businesses. I now have a comedy club, a podcast studio. I make these videos for fun, and I'm going to make them however the fuck I want to make them for the audience that enjoys them. I have a...
My opinion, he doesn't make them for fun. He saw the money that was coming in from YouTube, so he continued to do the same type of content. He keeps saying that he's going to change up his content and the videos that he does, and he's still covering the same things. If you go and look, let's see his last 5 videos. Addison Rae's dad is boxing Young Gravy. Austin McBroom loses massive lawsuit. Trisha Paytas accused by Jason Nash something. Jeff Wittig response. David Dobrik, Tana Mojo, Doja Cat, Ethan Klein, Tana Mojo, James Charles, Ethan Klein. So, you know, you're still doing influencer drama commentary videos, which is fine. But if you say that you're going to change your content, then change your content. If you keep with the same content, then obviously you're doing it for the money, views, and income that YouTube has given you. But who cares if you're a drama channel? Who cares?
Vision. And I'm seeking to manifest that vision, and you can either be excited and want to come along with me, or you can complain. And honestly, if you're part of the latter, then I just feel bad for you because I don't give a fuck about your complaints.
He doesn't care about criticism, so shut your trap. Doesn't matter if you've supported him for the last 2 years, every single video that he's done, you have watched it, given a like and a comment because you supported him. If you have any amount of criticism or feedback that is not going to stroke his ego, co-sign his behavior, cheer him on, or put out a tweet applauding his actions and everything that Def Noodles is, then fuck off, and those are your feelings, and he doesn't care, and you can kick rocks and move on. It is so insulting to isolate a part of your fan base the way that he just did. And it's actually very, very cringy to listen to someone have this stance when they've been put on such a pedestal by the people that they are actually talking to right now, talking down to them. This is not just talking to your fan base. This is telling people that they are wrong for having an opinion, that your personality has changed, or that they didn't like this thing or that thing that you did. They don't matter to you, and he literally just said that. You don't matter unless you are applauding his behavior and you're along for the ride.
I don't care that you didn't like the background. I don't care that you saw some random flaw in a video that I made a couple of weeks ago. I am not here to make videos for the complainers. I am making videos for the people who support me. The people who support me on Patreon, link down below. The channel members, also link down below. I'm here to serve.
He's so cringy. This is really hard to get through. I cannot stand when YouTubers, I just can't stand when YouTubers get to this point and then they literally turn on the people who put them in this position. I talked about this with Love Meg. She, if you guys don't know, she's a cleaning channel here on YouTube. She turned on her community. Like, these people who put you in the position where you are today deserve to not be talked down to like they're pieces of shit just because they're not stroking your ego anymore.
The people who love my content, not the winos with a misplaced sense of justice or ownership over my content, especially when all they do is watch my videos so they can bitch about it. In fact, if you're ever curious about who these winos are, just click on the profile of some of these people claim.
Or people just have an opinion about your content and the shift that it's gone through very clearly, the shift in your personality, the way that you're lashing out at people. And maybe they're not whining, they're just stating the facts based off of his very public personality, his very public content, to say, I don't like this, I didn't like that. If you really don't care about them, then why is this video even being made? That's my question.
To be fans in the comments and expressing concern, you can see their comment history. And from that, you will quickly find out that some of the people with the most opinions and criticisms about my content who present themselves as fans or former fans have never, in fact, actually enjoyed my content and are just jumping on the hate bandwagon to gain attention or whatever else motivates these trolls. Now, I don't make content for them. I make content for my fan base, the people who actually fuck with me. And this whole phase this channel is going through right now is really showing me the difference between fly-by-night fans and actual followers. You see, for a while, it was trendy to like me, to follow me, but that has changed to the polar opposite. Now it's a trend.
No, it's not a trend to dislike Deaf Noodles. Deaf Noodles has changed and people are opening their eyes and realizing, I don't really like what's going on here, and they're stating their opinion and they're being called haters, trolls, and to basically kick rocks and fuck off.
To hate and criticize me. In fact, many people have been making videos criticizing me for all sorts of things, which is fine. Make your paper. But this whole scenario has revealed to me who actually fucks with me and what my actual fan base.
Just like he criticizes other people. Commentary channels who have commentary made about their channels being upset about that. Yeah, dude, you do the same thing. You criticize other people for a living. It's put you in the position where he has almost 600,000 subscribers. So why are you so upset that other opinions exist?
Cares about. And that's what I'm focusing on from now on. Damn, I hate Dennis's takes. He's like the worst of both sides. So don't watch my videos. Literally, no one is forcing you to watch my videos. Why do you even click on them? Folks, let me explain something to you.
So the whole idea of don't like, don't watch, I've talked about for a really long time. People that don't like you are going to watch you. I know some of y'all that hate me are watching this video right now, but I don't shout you guys out every time I get the opportunity because I know that that's just the internet. If I'm making videos, I know that a couple of people that cannot stand my voice, the way I do videos, the stuff I talk about, the stuff I don't talk about, those people are going to be watching every single move that I make online. And that's okay. Like, y'all are supporting me. I'm definitely not going to have a meltdown and shine any light or give any attention to these people because in my book, they truly don't make or break me. They don't. Now, you know, if I was in a position like Deaf Noodles and I was hearing far and wide from my community that you're a totally different person, oh, you keep getting stuff wrong, oh, you're doing this, that. If I was hearing that, then obviously that would be time to reflect. It's just very funny. Oh, if you don't like it, don't watch it. To even say that is just so small-minded. It's a moot point.
All of us are brought into this world for a limited time. In the grand scale of the universe, our existence lasts less than a blip on a radar. Does that make sense? The universe is billions of years old, constantly expanding at an ever-increasing rate for another billions of years, meaning that our time on this earth, if we live to the average amount of years that an average human exists in this earth for, that's about 70 years, is less than a drop of water in the ocean being representative of the billions of years in the universe. Now, with all that being said, if we are all in agreement that we have a limited amount of time on earth, and that time is very finite and very short, then what the actual fuck are people doing, wasting their lives doing something they don't want to be doing? It makes no sense. If you don't like my videos and they really bother you that much, go watch something else that makes you happy. Go do something.
I think for a lot of people though, I do think that there are probably a few people that just have never liked him, never will like him, and that's fine. That's a very small percentage. But then there's also that group of people who did like him for a while, but then saw him putting P claims on Papa Gut, getting information wrong, lashing out at subscribers. The weird thing about him lying about his age, all of those things kind of unfolded. And people then decided, okay, I, don't like this channel any longer, but okay, they're still watching. Maybe they're watching to see if you're going to change. They're allowed to do that. You're putting videos on a public site. Get over it.
To fulfill your life. I'm here building my dreams. You see this wall behind me? It didn't exist 2 weeks ago. You see the space that I'm in? It wasn't mine 2 months ago. But I went out and got this place and had this wall built so I could fulfill my dreams. 3 years ago, I was on food stamps, buried in debt, tens of thousands of dollars in debt, relying mostly on favors to get by. And somehow, through a lot of hard work, I made it here. I didn't waste any time complaining. In fact, I barely slept. I didn't waste any time at all. So I hope that you also find the motivation to stop doing the things that make you unhappy and go out into the world and try to fulfill your own dreams, because time is far too short to waste hate watching someone you don't like. You can literally blink and it's all over. Genuine question, why does anyone still watch Def anymore? This is a hilariously paradoxical comment. This person gave me engagement by clicking on my video and leaving a comment asking why people watch me. Clearly, I provide some kind of value to the audience that is left. People aren't only watching, they're also supporting my content financially. I'm very grateful for that. It's so incredibly telling that people automatically assume that just because it's trendy to hate on someone for whatever reasons that people want to drum up, that all of a sudden the value of my content is completely stripped. The value is still here. It will always be here, whether people are happy or unhappy with me right now.
I think subscribers get really worn out of the cycle of I'm going to ignore the criticism, or I'm going to ignore the haters, I'm going to address the haters, I'm going to ignore the haters, I'm going to address the haters. Either, you know, address it or don't. But in the span of like 2 months, when you're doing this on and off cycle of talking about haters, lashing out at audience, telling people if they don't like you, don't watch you, that cycle gets very tiring for your audience when it happens in that short period of time. And along with the problematic things that he's done online, I think that's also why people are announcing their departure, and they're just no longer interested in the pattern that he has displayed on his channel.
I'm going to keep making content, and it will keep getting incrementally better, just as it's been happening in the past 2 years. And not only will I bounce back from this downturn that I'm facing, but I'm going to come back even stronger. There is no other creator on this platform who is as prolific as I am with the level of production value that I deliver with my content. I know this because I've worked with multiple creators and brands behind the scenes. One of my many jobs before YouTube.
Very egotistical, very much I'm the best person on this platform vibes. Your views don't show it. That's one thing I can say. His views are not anywhere near what they used to be. 18,000 views, 38,000, 36,000, 44,000, 39,000. Yeah, like he has an issue beating 60,000 views on a video. And for all of the production value that he's supposedly putting into his channel, ooh, I don't know if your content speaks for itself, and that's what I will say.
Was creating content for YouTubers. Some of the creators that I helped currently have over 10 million subscribers. It's a lot of really successful people, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about. With all that being said, it always amazes me how people see one side of you on social media and use it to base all of their assumptions on who you are based on that one side. I'm much more than what you see online. And no matter how parasocial you may see your relationship with me, we don't know each other. Anyway, I'm not...
Okay, so we don't know each other, but earlier in the video, he literally just said that his real fans know him, and his real fans are the ones that are there to support. Do they know you or do they not know you? Or are you just utilizing parasocial relationships whenever it's going to suit your needs and your narrative?
Going anywhere. I'm here for the long haul. And you can either come along on the journey and see all the cool things that I'm going to make for all of you, or you can just...
This is also coming from the same guy saying he's in it for the long haul, who literally, I forget, what was it, a couple years ago? He literally said that another YouTuber made him want to quit YouTube. This is a guy who crumbles at any sight of criticism coming his way. Ooh.
Leave. I'm fine with it either way. I'm not here to be your dad. Maybe you're zaddy, but I'm not here to baby you. I'm an entertainer. And it's not because you watched my content for however long you watched.
Okay, so he's an entertainer, but he also wants to report on the serious things. He wants to be, you know, taken as a serious commentary channel, but then it's also comedy and it's also all jokes, but we're also going to talk about things that are serious, like human rights issues and, you know, political issues and things like that. Are you a joke or are you not a joke? That's my question. It seems like he's a joke when it suits his narrative.
Me, or that you just clicked on your first video that you now own me for some reason. You most likely subscribed to me because you enjoyed something that I made. And I'm going to keep making stuff. And if you don't like it, change the channel. You have the remote at the tip of your fingers. Don't waste your life doing things that you don't like, that make you unhappy. Be happy. It's a miserable way to live otherwise. I used to like watching this guy, but I feel like he's using political views to get followers. You are one-sided, fine, but you also don't listen to other opinions. Sad. Look, I think it's pretty evident by now what part of the political spectrum I fall in. I'm definitely not conservative. I'm on the left. I think everyone should have access to healthcare. Abortion rights should be codified. Universal basic income is a good idea. I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg, okay? It often amazes me that people expect me to be a blank slate. They don't want me to have opinions or thoughts of my own. I don't know if it's social conditioning or just groupthink that makes people believe that you're not allowed to have an opposing opinion of some sort. I have always had these opinions. Maybe I wasn't sharing them as much, but I made an effort to start sharing them earlier this year. This is who I am. and what I believe in. And if that doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Like I said, you don't have to watch.
I'm about halfway done. I'm kind of tired of being yelled at, if I'm being honest. I feel like he's really talking down to his audience, and it's making me upset, and I don't like it. So I want to read a couple of the comments, and I think that this really echoes what a lot of people are thinking. And I'm sorry if you can hear Axel snoring. He's literally like right here, right behind me. So apologies for that. But many people are saying you're driving away people with this energy. You need to get a PR person. From an actual fan, you have been doing some questionable things. Although you seem to not understand telling people to not watch your video or saying you don't care about their opinions because you don't consider them actual fans will make it hard for anyone to enjoy you. I've watched you from Minecraft cat to now. I actually prefer you not being the cat. That being said, you aren't paying any attention to what your actions are doing and that you are acting like some of the people you actually used to roast. And this is a thing that I see with a lot of commentary channels is they turn into who they're criticizing. And it's all fun and games when you're standing on your channel and able to just point the finger at everyone and all of these things. But then when you do something that is actually bad and you're called into question and you don't own it and you call criticism hate, or you call someone who's actually wanting to have a conversation a troll, that's a big problem. Commentary channels need to be very, very careful, how they move online. Always think about someone is watching every move, and I would never go out of my way to be an asshole or be a jerk because I don't want to be called I don't want to be called into question. I want to be able to stand on my integrity. I want to be able to have conversations with people that might like some of my content, but not all of it, and they want to share their thoughts with me. I am always up for a conversation. Now, I get that there are people out there that just leave useless comments like, oh, you're a bully, and they move on or whatever. It's a little different with my channel too, because I talk a lot about family vloggers and their problematic oversharing and exploiting medical issues of their children without their kids' consent. So I know that that's a little bit different for me, but as far as things that are very obviously bad, like I don't know, Nikki and Dan killing their dog, someone putting their kids in harm's way, I can say that I will never be any of those things. And if and when I get something wrong, I will own it. I did that in the past when I got something incorrect, and you own it and you move on. What you don't do is you don't scream at your subscribers that you are the most prolific person on the platform and you know everything and you're just the best thing ever. When your actions show otherwise, you are mislabeling people as peas. Those are life, altering claims. Those are life ruining claims. And you're absolutely yelling and, screaming at people that might not want to stroke your ego, and they're wanting to talk about some of the problematic things that you've done. This video is very cringe. I think that his community is turning on him, and either way, I did want to try to get through this, but honestly, I'm not in the mood to be yelled at today. So that's going to be it for now. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.